Right, welcome back to Highfleet. Welcome back to Extreme Hard Mode. Let's just quickly recap where we are. It's been about a week since my last video. I've been thinking and procrastinating a lot about what to do next, so sorry on the delay. This is hard, and I need to think a lot about my next move. We are currently situated, the whole fleet is in Tushan. There's a ton of fuel we need to suck up here. It's going to take a while to get that fuel in. At the same time, we have 42 hours of repairs scheduled on the Muhit, which will get it back to 100% condition. We are currently sitting on 4,000 credits, which is not a lot of money. We've managed to clear this whole area to our southwest and west of enemies. There's nothing here that can harm us directly at the moment. To the east, there's definitely a problem. There's going to be garrisons here. They're going to know we're here. They're going to send planes and stuff to us. We need to deal with that pretty urgently. To our north, we also have an area of enemy garrisons that are going to come south to attack us. We need to be prepared for that. There's also a fleet HQ at Resht. That's our first main objective. We're also aware of an aircraft carrier group, Merlin, in Gabatha, and there's also strike group Titan, which I'm anticipating is heading to Kiva, Resht, and then either Erbil, Ashod, Uma, and then down to Tushan. So it is on its way south to engage us. We have taken out 2 strike groups. There are 3 remaining, as far as I remember. I hope I haven't misremembered that. So, thoughts for what we need to do. We need to take Resht. That's our first main objective. We're going to get a lot of money for taking Resht. That's a really big achievement for us. We also need to try and find a hidden city. I'm pretty certain there isn't one here. If we have a look from Tushan, there's no roads. There is this one road going west. We might just quickly check that out. There's also some roads going east, but judging by the angles of them, I think they're just going to follow the trade roads to Uma and Seth. I don't think there's a hidden city here at least. There's a possibility of a hidden city here. We might look for that. We need to get the Muhit repaired, which means we need to sit in Tushan for a while, which I think means we need to get some air defenses in place. Now, we do not have any planes available anymore. We don't have any ATGMs, just any missiles available to us. So we're going to have to use our own craft to defend ourselves. So my plan is I'm going to get the Gepard. We're going to fuel it up just a reasonable amount, say about 40%, and just have it sitting just outside Tushan in the air hovering to act as an intercept point for any incoming missiles or planes. I'm also going to get the Sakar up in the air. Now, we don't really have the fuel for this yet. We have a little more fuel. I'm going to send it east to Sheth, and it's going to take Sheth. I know it's badly damaged, but as long as we keep the left-hand side of the ship up against the left-hand side of the screen, it can still tank damage on the right-hand side, and I think that's the plan. But we need more fuel to do that. So as soon as we've got the fuel to make that move, as soon as I can send the Sakar and the Yufti together, we're going to send them over to Sheth. I want to need that to happen really quickly because I'm worried about getting hit on the ground by anything that may come in from that direction. But let's see what happens. So basically, as soon as the Gepard is in the air, we're going to knock it into air stop, and we're going to leave it just floating on low fuel until I have time. So it's going to tell it to fly to about here. Okay, now that it's in the air, we're going to set it to air stop, and it will burn fuel, but slowly. So we just need to keep an eye on the fuel that it has. It won't be able to stay in the air forever, but we can just keep an eye on it. Let's keep an eye on the fuel we've got here. So the Sakar and the Yufti, excuse me, don't have anywhere near enough fuel to get to Sheth yet. I want to get them in the air ASAP though. I also need to keep a really close eye on how much fuel we have left in the Gepard. I really do want to get the Sakar in the air because it can stop an attack coming in. So I might actually just launch it and then send the Yufti out to refuel it once it's up. We'll do the same sort of thing. We'll just get it up as an air guard for now, but it will burn a lot more fuel a lot quicker. I just think having something in the air is a really important thing to do right now. Let's just get it on flight loader. And we'll just tell it to fly in this direction. It's not going to make it, but we'll get a tanker to it ASAP. In fact, we'll drop it down to air stop. We now have 2 guards basically in the air. They're burning very little fuel. You can see the fuel is going down on the Gepard, but the hope is that they will just act as an interception point for any planes coming in while we get the rest of the fueling done. I'm really worried about this ship crashing before it's ready to land. Need to keep a really close eye on the Gepard is starting to run low on fuel. We can refuel it with the Yufti though, which we'll probably do now actually. So let's get the Yufti. We'll give it, it doesn't need a lot of fuel, honestly. I'll just do an in-air refueling. So now that it's reattached to this group, you can see we've got a lot more fuel, and we just send the Yufti back with I can't actually send it back with basically no fuel. Well, that's a bit of a shame. It's back with 5% fuel, but that doesn't leave a lot of fuel I think it probably leaves... Oh no, it leaves the Gepard with much more fuel than it had. Oh, okay. So the Gepard has done its job. Hopefully, we've got incoming aircraft. So we'll order the Gepard to intercept the aircraft while the FD heads back. And now we're doing an air defense with an aircraft in the air rather than on the ground. We can dodge those bombs pretty easily. I want to shoot this plane down so it can't come back if possible. Looks like we're not going to make it. At least that didn't hit a ship that was on the ground. That's 2 bombs that didn't hit us. Let's get you back to base to refuel, because I'm guessing if they've only sent 1 plane, there's probably only 1 plane in the garrison up here. The most pressing matter now is we need to get the Sakaar refueled. It's starting to run low on fuel. There's a puppy rolling around on the floor next to me. She may make some noises. Okay.
Roger that.
28% fuel left on the plane. Your ship. How much fuel can the EFT take in? Because refueling was still happening. So that's a lot of fuel for the EFT. We can refuel. I mean, it's 87. It's not 87%, but we can refuel this and see how much fuel we've got. What's the refueling's happened? Otherwise, we can send the EFT back to pick up more fuel. And there's always fuel going into our tanks because we have ships on the ground at the same time, right? How much fuel do we have here now? Do we have enough to make it to Seth? We don't, but that's fine. We'll just select the FD, send it back with 3% fuel, and get it to top back up again. And that means we've topped up the fuel tanks on the Sakaar, meaning it can actually probably start heading east. I don't want to get it to get too far away. Oh, okay. So we actually have more aircraft coming in from the east, so I'm really happy that I had this up in the air. That means we're doing an air defense in the air rather than air defense on the ground. Probably need to get the Gepard up in the air soon as well. Okay, let's just hope we can shoot these down. Oh wow, that was an insane amount of damage. Struggling to hit anything here. Okay, those 2 planes got shot down, but 2 of them made it away. We're still okay, we're still in the air. We lost an engine, I think. You can't repeat those, so that's just happened as is. It has reduced our speed, unfortunately. I'm going to start this ship moving to Seth. And then we'll just re-top up the FD as soon as possible and get it to join them. But I think we need a little bit more fuel than 65%. Hopefully a full tank of fuel will get it over there. You see there's still lots of fuel available into Shan. It just comes in really, really slowly. This is why it's an advantage to refuel it somewhere like Tarshish, which is a refueling station, because the fuel comes in much faster. You actually fill your tanks up at a higher speed and the fuel costs less. We need to make more use of that. So how much fuel do we have now? Not quite a full tank. Quite far off a full tank. You see, I'm just doing this to keep topping it up. We're going to need more fuel than that. Let's just hold it for a second. I want to get the Gepard back up in the air as well, but let's get the Seth refueled first. Alright, how much fuel is that now? It's about 62%. 55, 60, yeah, it's about 60, it's a little bit more than that, 80. No, this is just me continuing topping the tank up. I want to attach it there and see if that's enough fuel to get them all the way over.
Roger that, Godspeed. Thermal signature detected.
Okay, we've got thermal signatures coming in. I think it's from the north, which is probably the plane from before. I'm not going to be able to get the Gepard in the air, unfortunately, so this could go pretty bad for us. Yeah, it's that 1 plane coming back again. We're just have to... And we have the 2 planes coming back from the east. Well, at least the Seth's going to be able to intercept those. Alright. What plane is... Okay, this is the Seth. Oh, come on.
Engine overheating.
Losing engines like that. Oh, nice shot. He flew into that. That's pretty bad, though. The Seth's going to really struggle to land now. It's lost a major engine on the left-hand side of the ship to that airstrike. They keep attacking from the side which has no armor, which makes sense. My big worry here is if the Muhit takes a hit, I think it's going to cancel the repair job. Although this ship doesn't have any weapons. It's been destroyed, but I think that might have cancelled the repair job, which is a bug in the game. Yeah, it looks like it has. Okay, so we're in a pretty bad position now. What's happened is, because we got into an airstrike minigame, the Muhit is no longer repairing, which means all of the resources that we spent to repair it have been lost. The repairs that we've already done have been completed, but all of the armor that we bought, all of the supply bits, they may actually just be lying around in the shipworks, actually. Yeah, they're all here, so we don't have to buy them again. But it still going to cost 8,000 to repair the ship, which we no longer have. That money has disappeared. And I also don't want to leave here because the hull components and the armor parts are here. And I want to get the repair. Well, I guess I could. No, they're actually in my ship hold. I could carry them with me. We need to grab the fuel from here, but it's a pretty terrible result, honestly, especially with the fact that we've lost the engine on the Sakaar as well. It couldn't have gone worse, really. Is there even any point continuing to move east with this ship? Well, the damage is pretty big, but I think we just need to keep pushing forward to the east because I've already committed this many resources to this push, and honestly, turning back at this point is going to put us in a worse situation than we already are. Losing that engine block on the left-hand side of the ship is pretty bad, though. It's really not good. But I think we just have to keep pushing east. If we can shoot down that plane that keeps coming out of Sheth, maybe we can do something, but we're still going to head to north of Uma as well. I think now that that's happened, there's no point sitting in Tushan anymore. So once we've refueled, we're going to push north to Uma, take that, deal with the garrison that's there that's sending planes, and then we need to keep pushing east. We've set off the alarm too. Titan could be heading south now. It's just, yeah, that airstrike was pretty brutal. That airstrike's taken a lot of hope out of my playthrough, to be honest. Now that we've lost the repairs for the fleet in Muhit and we've taken the damage, it's pretty debilitating. It's pretty demoralizing. I'm pretty unhappy. I'm not going to give up, though. I still think we can maybe recover here. I still think we can maybe do something, but this situation is definitely getting worse and worse. We are tumbling down a hill at the moment. We need to make sure we've got the fuel to get to Sheth. Hopefully the Muhit will get there. Actually, we now seem to have enough fuel. I think the damage has reduced the weight of the ship enough that we can make it over, which is I guess like a small silver lining to the situation. But this is why I think this type of campaign needs to be done with small fast ships, Audacity 3s, with little screamers with them, little refueling ships, Sleepy Puppers and Starfishes. Rather than these big cruisers, they just take too long to repair and rearm, and taking major damage. Oh, here we go. We've got another aircraft coming in. We just can't shoot this plane down. It's causing us so many problems. Okay, the good news is the ship is able to stay stable in the air. I was worried it would tip over. 2 more direct hits. He's just going to keep coming and doing that if I can't shoot him down. And the fact that the prox fuse won't load is so frustrating. If only I could get the 100mm prox fuse to fire, these planes wouldn't be a problem at all. But because in those defense missions it only loads the 180mm prox fuse, if I have it, I can't actually use prox fuse to defend myself. Just adds to the attrition, doesn't it? But yeah, as I was saying, these big ships, the amount of time it takes to repair them and how vulnerable they are when they're on the ground really just causes me a lot of problems. This fleet, we just need to wait for it to refuel and we'll get it out of there. Just checking how fast the refueling's going. It's going pretty slow. Get them up to Uma. There is a chance there's a hidden city somewhere around here. Oh, here comes that airplane again, just continuing to bully us. This one plane has done millions of credits worth of damage already. If I could just shoot it down. No, it managed to fly through all of our shots there. It's like trying to swat a fly with a artillery cannon. Look at that. Look how rude that is, just coming in for a gun run. He still has 2 missiles to fire. He's so good at dodging the shots as well. Finally, managed to flick a shot round and get him. Okay, that changes things a little bit. Now he won't be bullying us anymore. Okay, we've now got tons of fuel, which is good. The FD has arrived. Let's keep pushing it. We're about to enter visual range of Sheth. Hopefully there's no more surprises in store for us. It's just that one aircraft. Although, if there's a slugger or something there, it will have missiles. And just need to check how long. The refueling's taking a really long time in Tushan. It's one of the reasons why places like Tarshish are important, because you get the fuel into the ship faster as well as it being cheaper. Okay. Now we have a missile to deal with. Fantastic. That's an A100 looking at the speed. We're just going to have to try and shoot that down. It's coming in on the Sakaar. Oof. We managed to defeat that missile literally just as it was about to hit us. That was so close. Alright, continuing on. 2 missiles. Okay, that one is going for the Yufti. And we missed. Oh. Cool. Yeah. Alright, that's the Yufti gone. That's another casualty in this attrition and just demoralizing campaign. Oh, and there's another... Oh, it's an aircraft. Okay. So they managed to maybe repair and replace the aircraft in that time. He's coming in with a bomb. Just my luck, that's probably destroy the ship. Wow. Okay, we finally got a good shot off with the AK-100s and managed to take that plane out. That's some good news. Now that the Sheth no longer has its fleet tender, it no longer has a fuel carrier, I don't think it will be able to rejoin the fleet in Tushan anytime soon. It's pretty bad, honestly. Let's see what the garrison at Sheth's like. I'm sorry if I'm being a bit salty. I'm trying to be positive, I swear. I am actually having fun. It's just very stressful fun. Okay, there's 2 fleets by the looks of it. Oh, okay. So we've got, yeah, CV-7, slug replacement, Nimrod replacement. That's where the missiles came from. So look at the fact that Sakar's lost its whole left-hand side. There's not even any hull for the landing gear to land on, to attach to. Let's take this out. Something people have been telling me about is to switch my aiming reticle. I actually am using the adaptive aiming reticle. I really like it because it gets smaller for close-in fighting, which I just think works really well. That's us out of prox fuse. We're now loading into the AK-100 standard ammo. The Nimrod's actually pretty tough, the Nimrod replacement. I'm pretty impressed with how much damage you can take considering it is just a missile carrier. Probably be quite good against missile strikes as well. There we go. That's a good hit. It shouldn't last much longer now. There we go. Okay, we took the garrison without too much damage. Sadly, we spawned on the side with no armor facing the enemy. I didn't have time to change sides, but at least we got the garrison. Let's see what we've... I was hoping we'd get some money at least. We've got a Vimpel and an AK-100 and that's it. That's 4,000 credits if we manage to get both of them. Might get a morale hit here if we don't search for survivors, but I think I need to grab the fuel tanks first. So that's further concerns for us. And Fleet at Tushan is just refueling so slowly. We need to get them out of there. We've set the silent strike alarm off again, so they know we're in Tushan and they know we're in Sheth, which means aircraft and missiles will be heading in those directions. That's the fuel grabbed. Let's get the AK-100. That's guaranteed money, and then we'll try and get the Vimpel if we can, if we still got time afterwards. At least we got a big... Looks like we got a decent amount of fuel in Seth. That's going to save us a bit of time and a bit of money. Looking at 4,000 credits still, unfortunately. Almost good enough fuel to get out of here and get to Uma. We're going to get the AK-100. Let's get crew protection. If it looks like we're going to miss out on the Vimpel, I'll switch over. But this way it means I don't have to worry about losing morale while I'm getting the crew protected. I've always got the chance to just dump crew protection and switch to the Vimpel, but now I can get the Vimpel without losing any crew, which works out perfectly for us. In the original version of the game, early on, there was radiation issues you had to deal with when you were doing salvage operations. There's some screenshots of them in press release stuff, but it looks like that got taken out, which I thought was really interesting. I think the salvage game was a little bit more intense than it is now. Okay, the good news is we managed to get both of those weapons, so that's a little bit more money for us. We're just looking at such a huge wall to climb, though. I don't know if that's really going to help us out that much. We're in a pretty awful situation. Let's see what's going on in Seth. Okay, we don't want to land the Sakar. Oh, I always do that. I meant to click on OK. Okay, once the ships have landed, the city's entire population comes to greet you. The people are shouting with joy, bearing flowers and gifts. They clearly resent the Grady rule. A message from the Doyen has arrived. He says the Doyen wishes to see us as soon as possible. Leaving our ships could be risky, Grand Duke. The people will take offense if you refuse. Well, I'm going to pay the Doyen a visit. What they told you was true. The Doyen is indeed a feeble old man. When you arrive, you find him in bed in a dark room lit only by the fireplace. He does not waste any words on welcome. The Doyen says that he is about to die, but the Almighty has graced him without any children. He therefore wishes to leave you with his greatest treasure. What manner of treasure? A man by the Doyen's bedside presents you with a small box. What is this, Pyotr Ivanovich? So this is a page from the Book of Isaiah, which is a Bible page. Have you ever seen this before? This is a coda, Duke. Are you sure it's not a fake? I probably should have skipped this, actually. I'm no expert, but I've heard the Garati codas are genuine. They say the Garati codas contain a prophecy of the Savior of the world. My servant shall triumph, he shall arise, he shall ascend, he shall take his place on high, which is pretty much a loose translation of verse 13 there at the top. But apparently other people can't read these. Only Mark can. See there, it's very similar to verse 13. Grand Duke, sir, did you read it? But how? Look for yourself. The writing is as clear as day. Pyotr throws a confused glance at the scrap of paper in your hands. I don't understand how you can read this. What does it say, Duke? It's about some servant or other. There's more. My servant shall triumph. He hath been disfigured. He shall astound many a nation. It's like a bad translation of what's actually on the page. The Doyen suddenly cries out, that's right, it's all true. The old man's shout fades into wheeze. My servant shall triumph. My servant shall triumph. The Doyen begins to gasp and cough from excitement. His eyes open wide. The old man's family runs to his bedside. We are asked to leave. Everyone is stunned by this event, as are we. How did you read the coda, Duke? I'm obviously going to pick the first option because there's a great outcome if we do. I'm impressed, Duke. Your father's dynasty is truly the greatest bloodline in all of Elat. Prince Fazil +1 is big for us. Bravo, Duke. You've made it quite the impression on the locals. Admiral Dow +1 is fine. But getting Prince Fazil +1 means that we can now ask him for money again. Small victories. There's some ships for sale here. I'm not going to do them. There's a Rook replacement there. Original Jaguar. We didn't get that ship replaced, unfortunately. That's the new Triumphant. It looks pretty terrifying. Like an organ of death. And what else have we got here? The Lightning replacement, which is now a carrier corvette. Thank you so much for that. What have we got for sale here? We've got tons of fuel coming in, actually. No 180 prox fuse, which is what I really want. In terms of shipworks, how much is it going to take to repair the Sakar? Let's just back up to 8 grand. I just want to see how long this is going to take and how much it's going to cost. So 28 hours, but we need to actually get superstructure in place to get that leg attached to something. Currently, that leg is not attached to anything. Nah, it's going to take way too long. We can't afford to wait here that long. That was like 50 odd hours. 100 odd hours. We're going to have to just keep pushing on, unfortunately. What do we do? This is where it gets quite complicated. I need to work out what my plan is here. There is a road going north from Sheth. Is there a possibility that there's a hidden city in the desert there? Because if we found a hidden city here, it would potentially put this campaign back on track. It could be exactly what we need. Yeah, cool. We can ask for funds again. Support just gives us morale. Repairs is faster repairs. I want to keep Dowd on side if I can, though. There will be opportunities to get more Dowd and Pyotr morale, or loyalty, I guess it's called. Alright, let's get looking for Hidden City, because I can't think of another thing to do with this fleet at Sheth. I'm not going to sit at repairing there, and if there's a chance there's a Hidden City, we can at least scout the desert until we run out of fuel. There are some roads heading north. There is a possibility of a hidden city here. If we get a hidden city, it's going to be big. Okay, there's a road heading west. It looks like it's heading northwest, which is hopefully enough of a distance change that it's not going to link up with a trade road that moves between the two cities below us. We're just going to watch. What we really want is this road to continue turning northwards. That is a sure indicator there's a hidden city here. And if there is a hidden city, it's a game changer. This could be the thing that we need to completely turn this campaign around. The chances of me finding a hidden city here are pretty low. There's a little town there, and the road heads back south, but it looks like there's still a little bit of road heading north, and that's the road we want. You want roads that head north, or not north, you want roads that head away from other cities into the desert. They will always connect to something, and there's usually going to be a nexus point, like a web, and in the middle of that web you'll find the hidden city. And the hidden city, for those that don't know, is a safe harbor. It's a location where the enemy will not be alerted to our presence, where we can rest as long as we need to, and we can spend as long as we need to on repairs. It's pretty much exactly what we need right now. Okay, it's going to take 5.5 hours for the fleet to get up there, so we've got plenty of time to just micromanage this. Still heading north. Still heading northwest. It's looking really promising, actually. It just depends on how far away the hidden city is and how much fuel we can devote to looking for it before we need to turn back to refuel. But it does look good. It looks really good. I am hopeful right now. If we found a hidden city, it would change things quite a lot. It would bring back a lot of my hope into the chances of this campaign continuing. How are we doing on fuel? Okay, we're still good on fuel at the moment. Let's keep pushing north. Other fleet's doing fine. They've got tons of fuel. Yeah, cool. It's just all about what we're going to find here. It's going to be somewhere around there, I think. Somewhere between Seth and Ashdod is the location we're heading for. That's where it's going to be. So that's what we need to locate. All we can really do is follow the road. I don't have ground radar. You can detect the city using ground radar if you've got it, but I've lost my radar. I only have passive sensors left on the fleet, and this ship has absolutely no sensors because I believe the radar inside it has been destroyed at some point. Actually, I didn't realize that had happened, but yeah, there doesn't seem to be the radar inside the ship anymore. Possibly going into the shipbuilder has broken that radar. I'm not sure. Okay, we're getting close to the edge of our fuel limit. Okay, I think I need to make a decision really soon as to whether or not I want to commit to this road, and I think I have to commit to it because we need this hidden city if it exists, but we're getting very, very close to the red line on Seth, like I say, and I think I'm going to push past the red line. I know we don't have enough fuel, but we're going to go for it anyway. This is risky, but yeah, I think I have to make take this chance that there's a hidden city out here. We can always pick the ship up with a fuel tank later. We're just going to hope that we find the hidden city in the time that we're doing the traversal. That's really our only hope right now. It's all about this road. If this road takes us there, we now can't return to Sheth. So we're now fully committed to finding the hidden city. It's probably a huge mistake. We're not getting any radio messages either anymore, which is interesting. The enemy have gone dark. We're about to get into visual range on Uma, which will result in another engagement. We're actually getting quite close to Uma. I'm worried this road... Okay, there's a town here. This is a town. It could be a hidden city. It's actually in a perfect location if it is. Please be a hidden city. We'll know when our visual range crosses it. It's not a hidden city. It's not a hidden city. So where is a hidden city? We're gonna have to follow east. Oh, no, no, no. Wrong fleet. You need to keep going here. You, with your small amount of fuel, need to follow this road. Could this just be a trade road? No, you don't get trade roads across the desert like this. We don't really have the fuel to search for too much longer. Oh, there's more little towns around here. You do get little towns around a hidden city like this. These little like blotches on the map are dwellings. There's like small villages and towns. This could be a city here actually. This is looking like a bigger collection than this one here. This could be the hidden city right here. Or this, or this, or this. There's a few different candidates for hidden citydom. We're also just keeping an eye on the Uma push. How are they doing for fuel? Not doing great on fuel. Come on, we need this to be a hidden city. This could also be the hidden city here. It's another larger collection. How are we doing for fuel? We're doing okay on fuel. We need this hidden city so badly. This is so important to the campaign continuing. That's still not a hidden city. Let's keep pushing north, east. Okay, we're gonna have to take Uma. We're really running low on fuel here. Hidden people! We found it. We found a hidden city. It's this one here. Just in time. Just as we're about to run out of fuel. Just as we're about to give up on faith. We find...
Warning, radar emission detected.
We find what we've been looking for this whole time. Safe harbor. We can repair our ships. We can recover. We can get back into this campaign. We just need to take Uma. And then dip into the desert. This is a huge, huge boon for us. Let's just deal with the hidden people event first. The hidden people. The city of the hidden people welcomes your squadron with great excitement. Its entire population pours out onto the streets to meet you. The children run to and fro with shouts of glee. The men offer you their solemn greetings, and a woman rushes to you with flowers. Fleet morale +2. The Doid of the city promises to help your squadron in any way he can. No one fears the gathering here, and everyone wishes for your endeavor to succeed. 2 KH-15Ps, 3,000 gold, 3 more KH-15Ps. The gathering doesn't even know the city exists, and none of our people will give us away, Pyotr Ivanovich says confidently. We're safe here. We can stay as long as we need to. This place doesn't look half bad. What do you say, Duke? Pyotr says, looking around the valley. Should we perhaps stay here and found a colony of our own? Half joking, Pyotr grins. You don't remember the last time you saw him in such high spirits. Oh, I can imagine it, Dowd joins in the conversation. You'd make a fine farmer, General. Why not? Pyotr Ivanovich answers, unexpectedly serious. I'm an old man, Sharif. Living out my autumn years in peace and quiet doesn't sound bad at all. Alright, here is the base. What do we have for sale here? No 180mm procs, unfortunately. Got 1 air-to-air missile. What we can do is we can start repairing the Sakaar. We'll just do a little bit of a repair job on it for now, get that leg back into place, and then we'll put it into the dock. It's going to take a long time, but it doesn't really matter anymore. I'm just waiting until we got the superstructure for the leg. It's going to take quite a long time. Oh, it's 100 hours. Right, that's the superstructure for the leg there at 159 hours. So we'll just get that started. I just have to get that going. That will mean we can land the ship and finish the repairs at a much higher speed. But until I do that, I can't get that ship on the ground. Okay. Let's deal with Uma. I'm not going to end the video without us dealing with Uma. I think that would be fair. Right, in Uma, it's ships we've all seen before. We've got the Crocodile, we've got the Valiant and the Slugger replacement. The Muhit should be able to make short work of this. Let's just get in and get this done. Okay, that's the Valiant done. That was nice. That was really nice. Oh, that was a dream set of shots. Okay, we didn't take any damage there at all. Well done. Okay, we'll deal with the salvage of this in the next video. We'll deal with getting everyone repaired in the next video. We might do some fast forwarding to get everything repaired and back in rank. This is the change in emotion and elation from me compared to the start of this video to the end of this video is pretty roller coaster. If you stuck with this video and got past me griping and moaning and the dog barking, I really appreciate it. Thank you for sticking with me. This is why you have to have faith in Highfleet, because you will sometimes find exactly what you need. And we found the City of the Hidden People exactly when we needed it. I took a big risk pushing to south. I took a big risk heading north, but it worked out. We're still in the sky. We're still fighting. I hope you're ready for more Highfleet, because I'm certainly not giving up yet. I thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. If you're interested, I'd really appreciate it if you liked and subscribed the video. I have quite a big population of viewers who watch my videos but don't subscribe to them. I upload stuff for other games as well. I'm currently streaming a playthrough of Warhammer 40,000 Bolt Gun on both Twitch and YouTube. You can catch the VODs for that on my second channel, which is Frost 2. And yeah, there's a War Tales playthrough going on at the moment, and I'll be looking at streaming stuff like Armored Core 6 and stuff later in the year. So if you're interested, please give us a subscribe. It lets me know that you're enjoying the videos I'm making and gives me more desire to make more videos than maybe not much of a gap between them. Right, that's enough rambling. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next video. Ciao for now.